This is a story about having 2 weeks left to live in the United States of America. I'm saying farewell to this great land that raised me for more than 20 years with one last road trip from my home in Arkansas to Seattle. Then I'd be returning to my birth country, Mexico. On this journey, I meet strangers and family who tell me who they are and what's so special about the place in which they find themselves. They'll teach me that no matter where you go, part of your hometown goes with you.
And there's preachers every Sunday, musket lines each fall. I'd like to die in Arkansas if I should die at all. You could call it alchemy, some ancient art of old. Hillbillies with no money spun their garbage into gold.
I've waited for you for a while. Just the thought of you makes me smile. When I look into the sky, picture of you is what comes to mind. Wish I might see you smile tonight. With my head in the clouds, I'm just hoping this will last a while. I pretend to look it out, but it's really you.
It's never easy to say goodbye to a place like Fayetteville. My dad brought our family here from Mexico in 1993 so he could get a doctoral degree at the University of Arkansas. I stuck around for many more years, going through the failures and triumphs that shape a person. Fayetteville educated me from 6th grade to a master's degree. It gave me opportunities, second chances, a family of my own, and a job as editor of the area's weekly Spanish newspaper.
Gracias a todos los lectores por seguir confiando en nuestros reportajes.
But 7 visas and 2 work permits later, I had no path toward American residency, much less citizenship. Though the newspaper tried to sponsor my green card, I got rejected for the visa that leads to permanent residency. So as much as Fayetteville was home, it was destined to be a provisional one. I decided to stop getting temporary visas, leave my comfort zone behind, and go back to the unknown in my home country. After all, I really did miss Mexico. I had a happy childhood there, and I could finally be a citizen with full rights. Once we packed and sold all of my family's belongings, there were only 2 tasks left. One was to get my Russian wife her Mexican residency. This is her on top of Mount Magazine, the highest point in Arkansas, after she got her Mexican papers in Little Rock. The second task was to sell our car, a Toyota Prius we bought brand new in 2012. After posting it on Craigslist and eBay locally, there were very few takers. So a friend suggested posting the car for sale in a city with a bigger demand for a hybrid. Seattle seemed like a good choice. Surprisingly, that worked.
Hello, I saw that you had a Prius for sale and I'm interested in checking it out. My number is 360-284.
With 2 weeks left before my visa expired, I thought of taking a final solo road trip to meet the potential buyers while I visited family in the Pacific Northwest. Although first, I stopped by Springfield, Missouri to meet an interested buyer. But when we couldn't reach an agreement, I took it as a sign to continue towards Seattle, passing through Kansas and Nebraska and stopping for the night in Council Bluffs, Iowa, right across the river from Omaha. When I started meeting amazing people in incredible places, I knew I had to film this adventure. It would be like a swan song for the great American road.
Lewis and Clark of Meriwether Lewis from the Lewis and Clark expedition.
So why are you here in Omaha?
Just a quick getaway. I thought it would be a very nice place to see, and there's a lot of history involved, and just basically knocking 2 states off of my list, Iowa and Nebraska.
So what do you think of Omaha so far?
Beautiful. I think everybody's really friendly, and everybody's been welcoming, and just a bunch of beauty. It's very green.
The city's awesome. I love the Midwest. I've always enjoyed getting west of the Mississippi because the buildings are younger, and so they haven't been torn down, so there's still a lot of historical architecture and things to see, and a lot of the East Coast that hasn't been preserved has been replaced by more modern things, and just you can't find the history that you can once you get into the Midwest or the West. So.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. As a junior ranger, I promise to explore Lewis and Clark National Historic Trail and protect the natural and cultural heritage for everyone to enjoy. Congratulations, Junior Ranger. Nicely done.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, Omaha has been the Midwest Regional Office of the Park Service since 1937. It was originally put here because this is a great crossroads, especially in terms of rail traffic, which most of the U.S. was on back in the 30s. It's been there, and we've been in various locations around the city until we came here in 2004. This site in particular is really meaningful for us at the Lewis and Clark Trail because we are right on the river that Lewis and Clark came up over 200 years ago. I think Lewis and Clark is a great story. You get to talk about all of these different things. Most of the national parks are very keyed into one specific area of history, which is awesome. But here I actually get to talk about all these different things because it was an expedition of over 40 people that lasted 2.5 years. So, and it includes medicine, native relations, natural history, geography, geology, all of these different areas, which is really cool. I also have to include as a caveat that I'm speaking more in my own personal capacity and do not in any way represent the beliefs or stances of the National Park
Of course,
Service.
yeah.
Deni hawani de abade doni wani de yana hene abadoi kene huwa kana huwe yona hene abadoi kene huwa kana huwe yona hene abadoi kene huwa kana huwe yona hene yuam.
On the second day of my trip, I continue from Omaha to South Sioux City, Nebraska. That's where I pay a visit to my brother and his in-laws.
You're gonna be famous, Tristan. You're gonna be in Nickelodeon.
I've never seen the inside bay of a car.
I don't know. Is this your first Prius that you guys see? Your first hybrid?
Probably. First time I actually paid attention to it. Because I used to not care about these cars, dude. But lately, Fernando's always told me, man, 51 miles plus per gallon. Pretty cool, man.
Where do you think is a good place to sell this car?
Like you said, Seattle.
Were you born here in South Sioux?
Sioux City, right across the river. This is all I've known my whole life. I love it here because cultural, all the different races come together. This is the tri-state area, basically. Within a 4-minute drive, you could be in Nebraska, going to Iowa, and then be in South Dakota. And half hour up the road is Wells Blue Bunny, ice cream capital of the world. That's where I worked 15 years. They employ 2,000 plus people, expanding.
So, I mean, people have everything they need here, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah. It's a good place to raise a family.
All
Very
right.
good place.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of people from Jalisco here?
Oh, from a lot of people from San Leon, Guadalajara, from everywhere. But mostly those two places.
And you've been to Mexico several times,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
How do you
I'm
like?
from Guadalajara, so I love Mexico. The federal police in Mexico like to mess with me, though. I'll tell you that.
What do you think that is?
Well, they probably wanted pesos. I was actually going to get arrested because I was driving from Guadalajara to Leon, and I didn't have my passport, so they said I was there illegally. And they were trying to. My cousin got out, went in the back, handed over some pesos, and that was it.
You should get the Mexican passport.
I should.
You should. I mean, you don't have to pay any more federales over there.
But I think they'll still mess with me regardless, because I look white.
Why did you come here, and where did you come from?
Well, I came from Guadalajara, and the reason that I came here is because my wife's from here, from Sioux City, from South Sioux City.
What do you like about Sioux City?
Well, it's flat. I like that. And my family's here. I mean, I like it, but it's I guess I have my mariachi band here, so I like that as well. I don't know, it's just safe. It feels safe. I came from a city where you never know, what's around the corner. Sometimes, for the most part, it's safe in Guadalajara, but so I here you just don't have that feeling of just like wondering what's gonna happen.
And do you like your job?
Yeah, I like my job. So I guess I'm here to stay.